Porcelain Travels, humor, horror, and revelation in, on, and around showers. What is it? Toilets, tubs, and showers. That's a really long subtitle. And that's because the stories in this book are really varied and they cover a lot of ground. So from Morocco to France to Spain to Turkey to the West Bank, the stories venture there and elsewhere in the Mediterranean. There are also stories that take place in Scandinavia, in Eastern Europe, and even here in the United States, in California, Arizona, a couple other places. Now, sometimes the stories are exactly what you might think, just given the title. They are funny or horrible experiences that I had in bathrooms during my travels. Sometimes they involve biological processes, like you might think, again, given the title. Most times, though, they don't actually involve biological processes. And when they do, I still try to treat the subject matter in sort of a literary fashion, more or less. And at least I tried to. And for me, there's not really much that can't be joked about, if anything that can't be joked about in the right way. And I'm definitely not a prude, but at the same time, lowbrow humor to me sort of seems a little too easy. So I really tried not to resort to that in this book, because I also don't think it's funny usually. And but anyway, you can let me know whether I succeeded along those lines. A few other things just about the stories and kind of the approach that I took to the stories. Sometimes the bathroom or some aspect of it is just what ties the story into the overall collection. It's not really focused on the bathroom necessarily. Sometimes it's focused on something else. A couple of the stories are about not having a bathroom. And then a few stories even have nothing to do with the bathroom, but they got included because they happened alongside another story in the collection that does. And I just felt like there were stories that were too good not to include. So there are 2 or 3 like that. They're not specifically related to bathrooms at all, but because they were such good stories and they happened alongside the other stories that were related, I wanted to include them. So like I said, 2 or 3 stories along those lines. In a few minutes, then, I'm going to give you a quick intro to each story and give you a better idea. So hopefully you'll see what I mean then.